Hello, today is all about sweatshirts, jumpers, dressing them up, dressing them down, casual, chic. I think that a sweatshirt can be all of those things, and I'm going to share with you some great patterns and how to style them and how the fabric and shoulder and sleeve choice can make all the difference. When I set about making today's video, I found out a really interesting fact and I want to share it with you. Did you know the sweatshirt was invented in the 1920s by an athlete who was fed up with wearing the knitted, scratchy jumpers that were available at the time? His name was Benjamin Russell Jr. He was a football player at the University of Alabama, and luckily his dad, Benjamin Russell Sr., owned a textile company, and he worked together to actually make a soft, breathable cotton sweatshirt that was the first ever one used for men for sportswear and anywhere. The original design was loose and collarless. As we know, time has evolved it. The hoodie came about in the 1930s, and then by the 1950s there was new materials available that reduce shrinkage, and then of course the 60s and 70s was when we saw the advent of the sweatshirt with the print on it, that self-expression, and by the 70s and 80s the pop culture, the iconic sweatshirts of the movies like Rocky, and having all those TV and advertising on the front of sweatshirts. I think sweatshirts have now gone to a new level, which is this elevated look with really sort of really combined, and they can go everywhere and anywhere, from slobbing and relaxing at home through to a gorgeous fabric, which I'm going to show you later, that you could definitely wear out for a lovely classy meal. Hello everybody, I'm Sam, a Sequin Girly Creates. This is Bob in here, and for anybody worrying, Bob is very well looked after. The angle of the filming makes his tank look green. I promise you it is not. So today I am going to share with you one pattern which I think is a new pattern out, which is brilliant, and then some other patterns that are already out that you might even have in your fabric pattern stash, and how the fabrics we choose can give you from a snuggly bit of loungewear right through to smart and wearing to work look. There are lots of sweatshirt chats and videos out there right now, so what I've also done, and I'm going to put below, is a playlist of not just mine but other people's sweatshirt videos that I think are really helpful right now to give you a range of ideas. Up here I'm going to link my sweatshirt video that I made, I want to say about this time last year, I'm not sure, where I go through all the different aspects, including sleeve types, tips, neckband tips, fabric tips, so it's a really in-depth look, so that is there to support you through that. First of all, let's start with the one that I'm wearing. So this gorgeous fabric is from Sew Me Sunshine. I don't believe they have this one anymore, but they are fantastic stockists of really good quality sweatshirting, and I think that is one of the things that when you are looking to make any kind of sweatshirt of any type, having good quality fabric can make all the difference, from how it looks, how it feels, how it is to sew with it, and the length of time that it lasts. This is a loop back French terry, but the print is just gorgeous and it holds the shape very well. And they also sent me the contrasting neckband fabric and for the cuffs. So this started life as a Tilly and the Buttons Billie jumper. Now the Billie jumper can be a jumper or a jumper dress, and it has this option for a normal set-in sleeve or a poof sleeve. It's a poof at the top and a bell at the bottom. Now I don't always want poof and poof here. What I prefer, like I've got here, is it just in one place. So I actually hacked the pattern, and what you need to do is use both sleeve pieces and combine the two, because you lay one over the other, so you get what you want at the top and then you taper down to what you want at the bottom. But I think by doing that you create a slightly elevated look with like a sophisticated pattern like this, and it means that I can wear this to work, and I will put a picture in of my outfit, and I think that it has that elevated smart casual look where when I want to go to work, I want to look a step up from casual, but I don't every day want to look super smart. And a jumper like this, paired with these gorgeous earrings, these are sapphire frills and these are from the subscription box, but it creates like a subtle look, and it just means I can put a nice sort of jersey top underneath that if I get warm I can take it off, but I just feel comfortable but elevated. And I really believe that sweatshirts can do that for us. If you want to go sort of the more relaxed look, one of my top picks is the free NH Patterns Heather sweatshirt, and I really like this one because it has that sort of more dropped shoulder. I actually did this one where I cut the sleeve pieces in half and then did a top stitch down there. I've done other versions where I've put hexies on, like quilting hexies. I've just done more sort of casual ones, and you know, with this lovely brushed sweatshirting, it is that proper casual style jumper. And so if you're looking for a starter pattern or a free pattern, I highly recommend the NH patterns. My one tip on a lot of patterns though is I like my cuffs quite snug. Do check that out before you cut out and sew them, because some pattern companies like this one, that is actually too wide for me. I'm going to unpick them and put it on again. So make sure you've got the cuffing, the snugness you like. Now, if you're thinking where to get like the nice ribbing from, my top picks are First for Fabrics, Jelly Fabrics and Little Legs. They have wide range, high quality, and it is always worth, when you're checking out a fabric for the main body, is reaching out and asking them if they can send you the coordinating, because this one is like a thicker rib. But those three companies are small businesses, independent, and have a wide range of good quality ribbing. Now let's get on to my absolute favourite pattern pick of the moment. Now this is a pattern that you can only get if you are a member of the Weekend Sewing Club. That is the most recent membership from My Handmade Wardrobe. Glasses are going on because I have a special code for you. Now if you have undenied about being a member or was a member and then finished, you can come back, and the code I can give you is, let me find it. It's WSCSEQUIN, and that gives you £6 off your first month. Now it's normally £15. That makes £9. And if you think about the price of a pattern, you're not just getting a pattern with that, you are getting a sew along, there's discounts in there, you get Sarah's expert advice. But what's even better is you get access to all the previous patterns. So this might be the month where you want to go for it, because I can assure you next month is also very good. Let's talk about the pattern. So this is the November pattern, and I pattern tested it. I've done 3 distinctly different ones. So I did my first one in this French terry from Pound Fabrics. I don't know if they have it anymore. It's like a constellation pattern, and it's like a nice navy. I've done navy neckband and cuff. And then for the hemband, I did the matching fabric of the jumper. Sometimes I like to do that because it sort of means I can tuck it under, have it out, and it sort of just fades into the distance rather than creating a line across my middle. But you do need to be sure that the fabric you're using has enough stretch to stretch around and fit that area of your body and stretch over your bust, etc. Now this one I made in a size small, and I did the full depth of the neckband, and it's a really nice one. That this is a bit low, the Billie, but the Weekend Sewing Club one, it's a little bit higher up, and I've got to that point where I don't like a chilly neck. I think this is the kind of jumper that could be dressed up or down. If you put this on with like a silver necklace, smart pair of trousers, like some of those more smarter looking jeans, it could definitely be a go to work one. But I could easily dress it down with a pair of joggers, so it's a pretty versatile print, this one. And then the second one, I actually sized up to a medium because sometimes we want that more slouchy feel, that slouchy look. And I did this one in a fabric I've had for a couple of years and I've been waiting for the right thing. This is a brushed backed French terry. It's a glorious fabric, and I actually did the neck and cuffing in this lovely purple to pick out from the fabric. But again, did the waistband, the hemband, in the same fabric because it just, as I say, it just sort of melts in them rather than creating a line. Now I shorten these because I am 5'2" and it is drafted for a 5'6", 5'7" person. And of course I shorten the sleeves. But the key thing here is by sizing up, it means that I've gone for that more slouchy casual look. But because of the print, I think I could still get away with this with a pair of smart trousers. But again, dress it down with a pair of joggers, super snugly. And I'm always looking out for a lovely sweatshirt print. I did, again, the full width of the neck on this one. And it just keeps me just up here nice and snuggly. Now, this final one is made with exactly the same pattern, but the pattern comes with a bell sleeve option. And I made it in a velvet scuba from Minerva. So we need to take a minute first of all for the fabric. Look at that. And so I made it in this. So I made this in the small. I slimmed down the height of the neckband. And I have not put the hemband on. I am probably going to do some kind of finish. Now, I haven't yet, and I'm not going to leave it raw, but I'm just thinking carefully about what I want to do because this has a lot more drape to it. So it is, as I say, a velvet scuba. So it's like this on the back. So it's got good stretch, it's got nice drape, which I think is great for a jumper and can be tucked in or left out. So I don't want the hemband on it, but I might do like a facing so that it finishes nicely, or I will overlock and just turn over slightly because what I don't want is bulk when I tuck it in, but I want that versatility. I have gone for the black ribbing for the neck and cuffs. So you might think, oh, ribbing, quite casual, but I would say this is that kind of jumper. Well, when we get to sparkly season and we want a jumper with jeans or a jumper with something that feels like semi-casual, but we're going out for a nice drink, like a festive drink, and we want a nice jumper, this pattern is perfect for that. And I am absolutely delighted with this because we don't always want full on like Christmas print, but something like this has enough going on with it that you feel glam. And I would definitely wear this, like we go out for a works lunch towards the end of the year. I would definitely wear this with like a pair of trousers out for lunch, but you could dress it up with like a really lovely pair of like black velvet trousers, like a jacquard, something like that, or a skirt. You could really elevate it, but you'd still be in a lovely comfy jumper. Now, you know my vibe is dressing for joy and comfort. All of these jumpers I've shown you are joyful, comfortable, but take me for different occasions. I always feel so sophisticated in this one. I know I'm going to feel sparkly in this one. And these two just bring me lots of comfort, but lots of joy. I would happily wear this out for a day out. And I would feel like I could go into a restaurant without feeling down dressed. And I do think that a set-in sleeve like this pattern on a jumper or sweatshirt can really help it become elevated. So the bell sleeve is a really great option. Now, there's one last pattern I'd like to show you. And this is another free one, and I love a free pattern. This is a Tiana's Closet free pattern, and it's the Billie puff sleeve. Now, if you see this puff, I can assure you, if you don't want this much volume, this is the one for you. I love this jumper. I made it a couple of years ago. This is another brushed back French terry, and it's just a very, very small amount of gathering. It's nowhere near as much, but again, I put the black ribbing on the neck and the cuffs. I have worn this with purple, like deep purple trousers to work, and I just feel that the print and the shape, again, because it's slightly less slouchy, you've got the set-in sleeve with a very mild puff, nothing compared to this one, and it just makes me feel myself, joyful, comfortable, but also put together. So I will put a picture of this one in here too. So they are my top picks for you for jumper / sweatshirt season, which we are fully in now in the Northern Hemisphere. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, save this to your watch list, make a note so that when your weather starts to change again, you've got your ideas. I would love to know, what is your favourite sweatshirt pattern? Where is your favourite place to find sweatshirt fabric? And how do you feel about wearing them? Because I know some people just feel casual in them. Is it maybe that you haven't tried a slightly more elevated look to your sweatshirt? Are you a bit surprised that actually you don't have to feel overly casual? Because I know that I've had this discussion with people that certain fabrics can make people feel too casual, but I do think the cut can make such a difference to how you feel in it. So let me know, has that surprised you? Are you like, heard it all before, Sam, but enjoyed seeing your sweatshirts? What do you think of a velvet one? Do you like my fabric picks? I believe this is still available on Minerva. Minerva definitely have some exclusive velvets. This is, as I say, a velvet scuba. So do have a look. Sadly, this fabric I don't think is available anymore. But the places I've listed, such as First for Fabrics, Fabric Obsession, Little Legs, they are great places to search out really lovely sweatshirt prints. And this one used to be available on Pound Fabrics, but again, not sure. Pound Fabrics is worth a look, not pound a metre, but Pound Fabrics. Very important distinction there. And I'm pretty sure this one is still available on Little Legs. And if it's not, they did have other colourways as well. I will catch you again soon.